Hey everybody, welcome to today's training. Sorry, big face in the screen. Let me move you back a little bit. So who's joining me live? I've got a really juicy training to you today. So it's all about how self-care is so freaking important for running, creating and keeping that longevity of a successful business. So stay with me. Let me know if you're watching live. Let me just do a little tag of everybody. I've got my notes behind you. Oh no, my laptop is playing up, so we're just gonna have to bear with me for a moment. My laptop's just switched off. I'm having this blip happen. Some things are just out of our control, aren't they? So I wanted to do a tag for everybody. If you're watching, who's watching me live? I'm sure I will get rolling in a minute. So, do you have, if you're watching me live right now or you're watching on replay, do you have a self-care routine in place? How do you feel on a scale of 1 to 10? So let's say 1 is completely, utterly, it's not there. What is self-care? And 10, it's freaking amazing. Where do you feel that you put yourself on the self-care scale from 1 to 10? For those people just tuning in, apologies, my laptop just closed down with my bullet points on, and I wanted to tag everybody. So self-care, how important is it for you in succeeding in your business? Let me know. And I'm going to share with you why it's so important. And we're going to go through, I think I've got 7 points of things that will remind us for you to implement self-care into your daily life. It doesn't have to be a chore. It shouldn't be a chore. Self-care is non-negotiable. It is not something that we go, I'll do my work and then I'll do that later. You do yourself first and then you do your work. Otherwise, it could lead to burnout. It can lead to a very negative mindset, and it can be emotionally draining, mentally draining, physical draining. It can even lead to illness. So let me just close things down. I don't want anything to open and close down. So, how important is self-care for you? Where are you on the self-care scale? And we will dive in. Okay. So I've called this Unleash Your Business Potential, Self-Care Secrets for Lasting Success. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. 7 points. Go and get a notepad and pen. Get yourself comfy and please stay. This is not going to be a mega long. I reckon we'll be through in like 20 minutes. But this is transformational and don't take this lightly. Honestly, I'm here to be that friendly little kick up the ass to take your self-care seriously, because I don't want you to burn out. I don't want you to have a regret a year down the line and think, oh, God, I'm not feeling great. And we're all heart-led businesses, hey. How the frick are we going to stand up and serve other people if we're not walking the talk? Talking the walk, walking the talk. We're not putting in the practice ourselves. Yay, I'm up and running. So I just wanted to tag everybody. So first, self-care is your emotional self-care. How important is that for you? And what do you do to emotionally look after yourself? Your feelings, your thoughts, all of these emotions. Energy in motion. So emotion means energy in motion. And if we avoid emotional self-care, these emotions are going to become stagnant, stuck, and they can lead to illness. They can lead to migraines, tension. Tension can lead to dis-ease. So I'm not like hyping these things up. I just really want to be that friendly reminder to put your self-care first. So how can you, I am now going to open the Facebook page to see if anybody's there. How can you bring more emotional self-care into your life? Do you have any emotional self-care practices that you currently do? Do you do journaling? Journaling is great to just allow your thoughts and your emotions to spill onto paper and then take time to reflect, or simply just let it out. Those thoughts that we can often keep hidden, shame, guilt, regret, anger, frustration, the ones you're not too confident about talking about, put them down on paper. This is emotional self-care. Right, where are we? Meditation. Take time to sit with your thoughts. Take time to be fully present. Yay, I can see people here. God, that makes me happy. Let me just move you and... Oh. Everyone. Yay. Okay. Naomi's here. It's important, just not quite getting there myself where I need to be. But you know it's important. So I hope this is going to be a little friendly reminder and just give you some little nuggets of things that you can do to up your self-care game. And again, doesn't have to be like this 24/7, but there is important stuff in there. So emotional self-care. Another way of emotional self-care is things like this, a supportive group where we can allow ourselves to emotionally share what we're going through. So you might have a coach, or you might have a mentor, or you might be part of a tribe or a group like this. And this is emotional self-care as well, where it's a safe space to allow yourself to speak openly about your emotions. So what we're talking about, your emotional self-care, is not allowing these emotions to be suppressed and to avoid them. These are self-care, to allow yourself to fully express your emotions in a way that is going to serve you. And by serving you, it is going to serve your audience, it is going to serve your business, it is going to serve your success. So that's emotional self-care. Next one, physical self-care. Are you writing these down? Like most people think self-care is, I don't know, most people are making an assumption there. Oh, just having a bath with a few candles. Yeah, just having a bath with a few candles is self-care, but there's much more deeper. So please write down these 7 points, and then you can start to implement these into your life and see those shifts in your business. So physical self-care. So understanding the connection between your physical well-being and your productivity. So looking after your body, your physical body, looking after with the way you eat, the foods that you eat is looking after your physical body. This is going to change your energy. This is going to change the way that you feel. This is going to change your productivity. This is going to change your focus. There's many different foods you can eat to be more alert, to be more focused. There's foods and there's drinks, like lots of freaking water as you're working. This is looking after your physical self-care. You can do some yoga. You could take yourself for a walk, like releasing all those feel-good endorphins, getting those feel-good vibes going on. Something that like gets your heart rate up a little bit and you can feel the energy lift. This is physical self-care. And this is great to reduce stress, because building a business can come with its highs and lows and its challenges, like anything in life. So that's why it's so important. Let me see if anybody's writing anything here. So physical self-care, share with me. Let me know, what are your favorite physical self-care go-tos? Are you a fan of the gym? Do you do a yoga practice? Do you like running? Do you like walks in nature? Let's inspire each other by writing our physical self-care things. So for me, I do yoga. I like a little bit of HIIT now and again. I walk 3 times a day. Walking through town, perfect, like getting your feet going, getting your body physically moving. When Nami is like doing her toilet business, I will use her lead to stretch out. So rather than wasting that time, because let me know, we can all be very good at going, I haven't got enough time. Well, there's ways to train your mind to think where you actually do have time. So now when Nami's doing things that not really any importance to me, I'm not really interested, just let her get on with it. I will do some like arm raises, or I'll do some lunges or something. So I will be utilizing that time for my physical self-care, and this is also for my emotional self-care, because I don't take my phone out, apart from I did to do a reel yesterday. So it's clearing my mind as well. Yoga and walking, but I want to add a bike ride. So when's this bike ride happening in Naomi? Let me know. Let's make ourselves accountable. I'm sure the weather is getting much nicer, hey? And a bike ride sounds bliss. Like you can take yourself much further than you can on a walk, and you can see new surroundings, the fresh air, good for your cardio and everything. So physical self-care. Setting boundaries. The big B word. So setting boundaries is an act of self-care. It's putting yourself first and filling your cup. So how are you in setting boundaries? I used to be shocking at setting boundaries and it's still work in progress. So how are you with the boundary word? Are you a people pleaser and you say yes to everything when you know ultimately it's not going to serve you? Do you say yes to going out, staying up late when you know you're going to feel better if you stayed at home and had a nice bath or whatever you did and got on with your job tomorrow? Do you feel like you help everybody else but you don't help yourself? So a really nice little way of flipping this that I've discovered, and it really helped me when it comes to setting boundaries, was, I just saw Naomi's comment, awesome. So when you're saying no, because the no, sometimes no has quite a negative, like what's the word? It can come across quite negative. You feel like you're saying no, it's the negative. Yes is the positive, no is the negative. But let's flip that. When you're saying no regarding a boundary to somebody else, just think about, I'm saying no, but by saying no, I'm saying yes to myself. By saying no, I'm saying yes to my business. By saying no, I'm saying yes to my health. By saying no, I'm saying yes to filling my cup. By saying no, I'm saying yes to having some emotional self-care time for myself. So you can flip that no, because then you're putting yourself first by setting a boundary. And there are ways that you can approach boundaries, and there are ways that you can do this politely. But for now, just take that. Where can you set some boundaries? It is an act of self-care. Do you have a cut-off point when you're working in your business? Do you stop at a certain time? Do you tell your clients? Do you tell your members that you've finished? Do you have a boundary where you close everything down? I close my laptop. Laptop is closed for the day. I've finished. Occasionally I might see a message or something, but sometimes I'll be like, oh no, I've closed. Because I'm saying yes to filling my cup now with some rest this evening. So tomorrow I'm ready and available and showing up as my best self for my business. So boundaries, setting boundaries is an act of self-care. Mindfulness and stress reduction is our next point. I love that. It's such a great way to say, yeah, honestly, Naomi, that was a freaking game changer for me by saying no. And it was from, I can't think who it was from, but whoever it was, they literally said no for a year, and it made such a huge difference because they were saying yes. Imagine how freaking full their bucket was. So mindfulness and stress reduction is an act of self-care. How often are you being mindful? How often are you simply just allowing yourself to stop? So when we're running a business and we're living daily life, we're doing a lot of things. We could be doing emails, we could be doing tech, we could be teaching classes, we could be doing coaching sessions, we could be writing content and copy, we could be making dinner in the middle, we could be doing this, and there's all these things, they stack up and they stack up. Like, if you could list how many things you do in a day, I reckon we're talking hundreds if you were to put every point. How often are you fully mindful in the moment? Do you just stop and take in the moment rather than being in the busyness of this? How often do you stop and eat your lunch or your cup of coffee mindfully? Just taking the moment of having some fruit in the afternoon. Put everything else to one side, be fully mindful in that moment, that 5 minutes of having a piece of fruit. Have a few minutes of just sit with the breath. So I call these my transformational transition points. And there's lots of them throughout the day. And I literally do a little transformational transition point to fill my cup. And this is how I keep my energy up and in between each and every element that I do. So say, for example, I would read my book in the morning and then I would come and sit at my desk. I take a moment, I'm at my desk. I would open my laptop and I would reply to messages. I would take a moment, reset. I would go onto my emails. I would take a moment. So, who does yoga here? So when you come to the end of a yoga class, most people's favorite part is the shavasana, when you literally just lie on your back and most people fall asleep, but this is not what it is. So shavasana is like corpse pose, and it's like fully surrendering to the moment, and it's kind of like your reset. It's like the death of the yoga class, and you're going to reset and then step into the next of your day. It's a full surrender point. So imagine if you could make your own version of shavasana into your day. How much more revitalized are you going to feel? How much more productive and how much more focused? If anybody has any other ideas for bringing mindfulness, there's millions, isn't there? Let me know. Time management is my next point. We're nearly there. So I kind of went a little bit into that one as well. Like, how can you be more productive? How are you managing your time? Are you working with a diary, or are you just literally getting down to it and just fluking it and just doing whatever you can? Or are you managing your time into chunks of time that are serving your self-care? Are you taking breaks? Are you working at your most productive time? Or are you trying to work when your productivity dips? So for me, I'm a morning girl. Morning is my time to do everything. Come 4 p.m, which is soon, I've got a client after this, and then after that, my energy levels go down. So are you aware of your peaks, your highs and your lows in your energy, and are you making use of those times? So this is self-care time management, by really zoning in on your clock, your internal clock for being productive, and honoring that and not trying to fight against that. So you might have to have some clear boundaries to say, this is my clock, this is when I work, this is when I work best. So I won't be going out in the mornings because this is my time to be focused. So your internal time management clock. Celebrate your achievements is what I wrote next. So yeah, take some time to celebrate the small wins, the big wins. Everything is a win. This is an act of self-care. At the end of the day, or even in the afternoon, or even if you just showed up for 1 hour, celebrate that. Celebrate you showed up. That deserves a celebration. How are you going to celebrate that? What act of self-care are you going to do for that? And I don't mean go and get absolutely wankered on 3 bottles of wine. Yeah, have a glass of wine. or something that's going to serve you as a little celebration. Go and take half an hour out, go and buy yourself a nice scented candle, which will remind you of, oh, that's my little celebration win. Think about acts of self-care that you can celebrate with. Doesn't have to cost money either. It should be, I'm just going to go and lie on the grass for half an hour because I did this or I showed up. So celebrating your wins is acts of self-care. And then my last one is balance. So finding balance. Work life, family life, relationships, finding some balance in all of it. And this encapsulates everything that we've just talked about, is the time management, the boundaries, the putting your health, your wellness, your self-care at the forefront of everything, but then having a balance in showing up for other places. We can't just cut things off. Well, you can if you want to, but how are you going to find that balance when you do your diary at the beginning of the week? I used to, I don't any much more because it's kind of ingrained in me now. I would use a highlighter to have different sections. So it'd be like, this is work, is green. Self-care is pink. Doing fun things is yellow. This is this. So I would have different sections, and if it was over, like done with one colour, I'd be like, oh, I need to find some balance in this. Oh yeah, there's another little thing that I do. You might want to take this. I always block in nothing time. I always have nothing time in my diary because life doesn't always go as we plan. A lot of it's out of our control. And if I have nothing time, I'm never going to be overwhelmed because I can move things into that nothing time if the unexpected happens. So can you now see how this is not negotiable? Your emotional, your physical, your mental, your balance, your boundaries, your time, these all belong to you. You to take control of. This is your foundation. This is this is everything. You have to put this right first to then be able to show up with more energy, with more focus, with more productivity, with more calmness, with more clarity. Like the list of things that you will get, more self-belief, more resilience, more strength. It all starts with your self-care. So can we create from here, for those who are watching live and those who are watching on replay, a little self-care thread in the comments? So just drop below different ways that you can show up for yourself, how you can care for yourself on a deeper level. And it can be as simple as, I'm going for a bike ride, or I'm going to take some time in the park, or I'm going to sit and mindfully drink a cup of tea, or I'm going to say no to that party on Friday night, or I'm going to get an early night, or I'm going to read a book and really just do nothing else. I'm going to close my laptop at 5 p.m. Do all of these, or I'm going to do some yoga in the morning. Oh, it said my video has ended, but it's not, it's still here. Strange. Anyway, let me know, please, what were your light bulb moments from this session? What were your aha moments? Has it given you a spark of inspiration? And yeah, let's share our self-care tips below. And if you are not in my membership, Magnetize Your Message, and you want some more details, this membership infuses self-care and magnetic messaging, plus templates, plus copy, plus content, plus building a thriving business with the all important freaking foundation of self-care. So we do yoga and meditation, and I'm sharing self-care tips in there as well. So yeah, I'd love to see it in there. And it's a very affordable price each month. But yeah, self-care, self-freaking care. It is a non-negotiable. Do not avoid it at all costs. Please, 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 please. It's like I'm shaking, because that is my mission, to empower the freaking planet. Like seriously, I've had this huge shift lately and I'm going global now to make this the message, to put self-care at the forefront of your success. It will make things much smoother, much easier. And once you put that yourself first, you can get through freaking anything. So have a truly magical day, and I will see you soon. Ciao, ciao, ciao.